Good morning and welcome to my live stream. Fight CPS. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome. This is one of two shows I do daily since October 2023. That's over 2 years. It's 25 months. Day after day, twice a day, week after week, 14 shows. And I'm glad I'm here because I'm here to help you with what I call the Child Protection System, or abbreviated CPS. It's a government entity that was created in '64 by an act of Congress that directed social services to put together a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. They're also supposed to do family reunification, but it seems lately they haven't been too interested in that. Furthermore, they didn't have any laws until 1974. So from 62 to 74, it was kind of like a hit and miss, I guess. I just can't believe that our children have not been taken care of sooner because they've been in danger the whole time. I mean, we had uh, the Prevention to Cruelty to Animals, the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, long before we had the protection of our children. We're more interested in protecting our animals than we were our children. But anyway, it's a government entity that you run into. And uh, I hate to say it, 50% of them are really bad. And good morning, Aaron. It's so good to see you. A warm welcome goes out to Aaron in Tennessee. She's special because she has the name of my firstborn, and she's born a month later than my daughter the same year, 36 years old. And she's born June 2nd, and my daughter was born May 2nd. But she has a horrible case where she lost her first two children. She's trying to hang on to her third one. And I feel for her. She's in a corrupt child protection system. And it's wrong. It is really wrong. Now, this particular live stream has a way you can interact with the people in the room. First way, I'll put up some banners here so you can see it, is to how to text a message to me. All you need to do is, hold on, there may be a text message there. I just heard it ring here. Hold on. Oh, wow, that's your cute child. Thank you for sharing, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. That's awful sweet of you. That's awful sweet of you. The redhead. Oh, I'm so glad you got those pictures, Aaron. And Christina Reynoso, she tells me that she's a family advocate and a civil rights advocate. Been doing this for 30 years. Wow. That's a long time. Okay. I was just checking my text messages there, and I heard from there too. So I think maybe I got another one here. Hold on. Okay, I just heard from Megan, who's from Delaware, and she has all kinds of serious problems there. She's from Bloomington, Delaware, and she's one of the family members in here. Very sweet mom. So that's one way they interact with my podcast is to send a message in there. Uh, I just saw your beautiful pictures of your son, Aaron. Beautiful. Thank you. And Yim Yang, I have no idea where you're from, but welcome. You're new. Good morning. So apparently CPS has been contacted by the hospital, the ER doctor, because my husband and I decided inpatient treatment for a mental facility for a 17-year-old. That's the problem with medical trafficking. CPS workers are hanging out at the emergency room and in urgent care, and they'll try to take away your child. So you got to be really careful when you're at the hospital. Don't talk to the social workers there. Don't confront them. Tell them you need your attorney present when you see them. Ask them this is a legal matter. If it's a legal matter, tell them that you need to have your attorney present and you'll contact them. Now, you may not have an attorney, but they don't know that. But you can stall the time till you get an attorney. So you got to be really, really, really careful. I don't know what's happened to you, what location you're at, but if you give me your county or city and state, that'd be great. Or if you're from another country, that's fine too. Um, but anyway, besides sending me a text message, you can also be a guest on my live stream. And to be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is send me an email. Now, my show times are easy. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., on the weekends, 8 a.m. And every night of the week, 7 days a week, on at 7 p.m. Those are my show times. The times I give you are the West Coast and California Pacific Standard Time. I'm south of LA, transmitting from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the beach. And I'd like to help you. I really would. I'm glad you found this room, and I love you for to be a guest. Now, oh, you're Maricopa County, California. Okay, I know where that is. That was a few days ago, so just wait for them to show up. Don't wait for them to show up. Don't answer the door. You need an attorney. If you don't have an attorney, oh, you're Maricopa, Arizona. I'm sorry. I thought Maricopa was California. You're in Arizona. Okay, Yang Gang. So you wait for the show. You never want to wait for them to show up. You need to be ahead of the game. You need to research all about Maricopa County, the child protection system there. You need to find out all the backgrounds about them. They probably want to accuse you of neglect or abuse. You've let them in your home, they'll see your home, they'll use things against you. You talk to them, they'll use that against you. You need to tell them I need to have an attorney present because you don't know what to say or do with them. These guys are animals. You got to understand, they're not there to help you. They're not the nice guy or the nice girl. Um, I'm so sorry you're going through all this. I really am. I'm really sorry. But you've come to the right spot, and hopefully I can help you with your questions. Now, what did they tell you at the hospital? What did they accuse you of, or did they accuse you of anything? What happened? They just came and talked to you, or what was the situation? What was the situation? Now, once you send me your email with one of my shows, you say you want to be a Bob Sunday morning show, or Bob Saturday night show, or Bob Friday morning, or Wednesday night, or Monday morning. Once you send me email, make sure to include your name, your email, and your phone number. I will then contact my show producer, Grace, who will send you a link to get on um, the SteamYard, which is the software application I use. If you get on and get bounced off, that link is still good for the whole show. Also, some simple rules to follow. We are only going to talk about CPS. We are respectful to one another. We do not use profanity. We do not eat or smoke on the show. Furthermore, we don't use the names of children, judges, or social workers. And that's about all it did. I can take up to 9 of you with me, makes 10. I can have 10 on the show, including myself. Now, besides text a message, I'm going to put my phone number up. I think it's important if you want to call in right now. Yin Yang. My phone number is 626-698-0990. That is my work number. It will go right directly to my phone. I've already received some text messages on my phone. Erin showed me pictures of her son, and Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas told me, Las Vegas, Nevada, what she's doing. Now, see what they're trying to do. These social workers are trying to be doctors. They're not doctors. They're not medical people. They just said we want to put her inpatient, and we said that we have her do intensive outpatient and contact her therapist. So no inpatient. And they said, well, we'll be calling CPS. You see, you have a right with your do something, that is not detrimental to the child. What they're trying to do, I don't know what the situation is. Boy. But you need to get a hold of an attorney. Okay, you signed her out and we left. Now, the AMA, what does the AMA stand for? Is that the name of the hospital? Or, you don't have to do, if you want to get a second opinion or talk to another doctor, you can do so. I can't believe that these people are forcing you to do something. I mean, you are the parent, you have medical rights. And you don't want to wait for CPS to come knock at the door. You got to be ahead of them. They're going to come with the police. They're going to try to intimidate you, force a way into your home. And you don't want that. You're not refusing medical help. You should have told the hospital that you want to seek a second opinion. That's why you're pulling your child out. You want to seek a second opinion. And you have every legal right to do so. You have every legal right to do so. Oh, against medical advice. Well, what was the medical advice? What was the medical advice? What did the doctors tell you they had to do? What did they tell you they had to do? What was the medical advice? Uh, they wanted her to be an inpatient facility for teens. Well, what was wrong with her being an inpatient facility for teens? Did she have a drug problem? What was wrong with your daughter? What was wrong with your daughter, Ying Yang? How can I help you? I need to understand. I need to understand. Thank you very much for the like from West Bradley. Thank you very much. Um, you as a right parent can have the right to do that. You can't be forced by a hospital now. Would her have a risk of something medically happening to her if she was at the facility? What was the reason why you didn't want to have a facility? You could have told me you wanted a second opinion, and that would get you out of them calling CPS. You just tell me you need a second opinion. That's all you have to do. Um, okay. No, nothing like that. She took 8 Tylenols when her boyfriend of 2 years broke up with her. Okay. She tried to commit suicide, and that's a serious matter. But I don't know why the doctor is so adamant of keeping her in the hospital unless they felt medically right. Now, if you don't agree to that, you just tell them very professionally, I want a second opinion, and you take your daughter elsewhere. Um, you got to make sure that your insurance covers that uh, hospital visit. You know, there's only certain days that are allowable in most insurance plans. So I don't know what insurance you have or something like that, but it is a hard decision to do. But don't let the hospital intimidate you. Don't let CPS, and whatever you do, don't talk to CPS. You need to get a lawyer. They're going to try to charge you with neglect for refusing to have treatment to your daughter. The hospital is going to make it wrong. They're going to. It's terrible the situation you're in because they are really bad about that. They really are bad about that. Well, you did the right thing. You could have called 911, and that way they have a record if you call it in. The problem is, if you don't call 911, the hospital rely on their paperwork, and they could be saying that you did nothing for protecting your child. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Those are all good reasons as a parent. You have your medical rights, but unfortunately, the hospitals are cracking down. That's the problem with professionals and even lay people. Professionals get it right 50% of the time. Lay people get it right 25% of the time. And it seems lately they're going overboard and overreacting. I had a patient in here, not patient, but I had a client in here who's a couple. They started at the beginning of the week telling about how they took their daughter in, who was 4 years old at the time. She complained of stomach pain. Well, they took her to urgent care. They did a sonogram instead of an x-ray, and they thought there was something wrong with her appendix. So they said that she needed to have her appendix removed. You should always take an x-ray. Parents want a second opinion, but the hospital had on staff a CPS worker who they didn't want to hear that. They said, you better take the appendix out. Well, they went ahead with the social worker's request, who's not a doctor. Later that night, when the child was home, they still complaining of chest pains. What it was the gallbladder on the left side. The appendix is on the right side. So the hospital made a mistake. The social worker made a mistake. The double whammy. I told them how to get an attorney. By Wednesday, they had an attorney. They walked into court on Friday with the attorney. They were shocked. The attorney reversed it, and the CPS are now being sued by this family for interfering with their daughter. I know you have great insurance. That's why the hospital wants to use it. That's why the hospital wants to use it. They want to use that great insurance because they get money. And I'm sorry you're going through this. I really am. But that's how hospitals operate. You got to be careful of that. Hospitals are very leery places, and CPS is hanging out in them lately. CPS is hanging out in them lately. Uh, anyway, that was a good question, Ying Yang. So your daughter's okay. Yeah, she's received mental services. Well, document everything. You got to document everything, Ying Yang, out of Arizona, Mariposa County. You got to document. You got to document. So Ying is saying she is great. She went to her therapist. Let me put this up so people can read it, what you're saying, okay? The next day, and right now my daughter and I are getting ready to go Christmas shopping. That's good. She blocked her abusive boyfriend and is working on her coping skills. Great, great. Make sure you document all this. You write it down in a time log so that way you can show um, the CPS if they ever happen to come calling. Like I said, we're addressing the mental health and working on a callback for her to do intensive outpatient therapy. Good. That's wonderful. But be very leery. CPS is very manipulating. They are corrupt. They're not to be trusted. You don't want to talk to them. You tell them if this is a legal matter, you need your attorney present. And that you want to meet with they want to meet with you, you tell them you can meet with them, but you have to have your attorney present. Now you may not have an attorney. They don't know that. But you try to stall them off. I did for 5 years. I tried to stall them off for 5 years. But there's something about them. They like to keep you persistent. I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. Let me see what else. Yes, you will document. Good. She has an appointment with her psychologist today. We're on top of it. Just didn't agree with the doctor's decision. Well, you have a right to do so. So I guess we have to deal with CPS now. Well, not necessary. Do that timeline documentation. What I mean by that is you take a piece of notebook paper. You use 3 lines at a time for each incident. So if you have a phone call or a visit, you start with the first line, list the date and time. Whether it was a visit, you put down the address. It was a phone call, you put down the phone number. Then you put the people that were involved with you, the phone call or the visit. Your second line is going to be a summary of what the incident's all about. And then the third line is the outcome, how it was settled, how it was resolved. Then you repeat yourself and do the next incident and the next incident, and the next incident. Make sure to skip lines between incidents. Then you'll have a perfect time log to share with whoever you're going to need to talk to. But if they do happen to come calling, don't let them in your home. Be quiet. They have to have a court warrant to come in your home. If you happen to run into them outside, be courteous. But tell them, ask them, if it's a legal matter, then you have the right to have an attorney present. It's your constitutional right, it's your civil rights that all legal proceedings you have an attorney present. Now, you may not be able to afford an attorney, and you're going to wonder whether I should use the court appointed attorney. Be careful there. Most court appointed attorneys will not defend your case. They're fresh out of law school and only know about criminal law. Your matter is more than criminal law. It's dependency law, juvenile law, and family law, all wrapped up to one. It's 3 areas of law: juvenile, family, and dependency laws. All right, you can't afford an attorney. That's good to know. Then, if they want to press the matter, they're going to try to get you to use their court appointed. Be very careful of the court appointed, because they may fight only for CPS, not for you. You don't meet with them like a regular attorney. You meet them at the courthouse, and they give you a couple minutes, and that's all they give you. I had a court-appointed attorney. It was a waste of time. They dragged on the case and dragged on the case. Hello, Andrea. Do I know anybody who's sued the schools because CPS took their kids? Yes, I do. My attorney, Vincent W. Davis. If you call the law offices at 888-888-6582 and speak to Attorney Vincent Davis, he can tell you about the case. And you won millions of dollars, Andrea. Andrea is from Illinois, and her 14-year-old teenager has changed her mind about her mom. So she's dealing with that, and CPS is cradling into the 14-year-old. They're trying to pit the mother-daughter type thing. I know that. Yin Yang, you don't want to spend money on attorneys. They're expensive. But I don't want to see you lose your 17-year-old daughter. Now, she'll come back if she is taken at 18. They can't keep her long. I don't think CPS is going to go chasing after a 17-year-old. There's not much money in it. They get $20,000 per child when they open a case. It's all about money. So depending when your daughter's birthday, when she becomes 18, she'll no longer be a part of the system and be out on her own. Or still living at home with mom and dad. It's very terrible you have to go through this. It really is. Yin and yang. Now, I've talked to over 3,050 people. The consensus is that 50% of the child protection systems are corrupt. I know from talking to various people from different states and different countries. Now, country wise, I've had countries from Indonesia, from Bangladesh, from India, up to the Middle East, to Saudi Arabia, to Iraq, and into Libya. Then over to the continent of Africa, I've had Liberia, Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Liberia. I thought I maybe said Liberia, and Sudan. And then in South Africa, with a province, the Northwest province, I've heard a lot from there, but I've heard from several provinces and 9 times from South Africa. I was looking at my notes and see what really there. Yes, really. Millions and millions of dollars incidents won both in state court and federal court. Just call in. So in that third line, you want to put the outcome, yin yang. So those are the three lines. You repeat it for every incident. You may have pages and pages, but those documents will be worth its weight in gold. Because they're going to try to set you up. They're going to try to trap you. They're like a spider. They'll do a web around you. They'll terrorize you. They're not honest. They have no scruples. They steal the money and they run. Okay, all right. Yes, Andrea. Andrea's going to talk to me on my nighttime show at 7 o'clock. And what time is it getting? Okay, it's 2 minutes before the hour that I end my show. I'm going to take my phone number down because no one's called in on it. I'm going to put the Department of Government Efficiency. It's called Doge. It's a website that has all kinds of information about how they're fighting government agencies. Our president had a campaign promise that he'd get rid of the government waste, and that's when he's developed this Doge entity. And they've saved so far millions of dollars. They haven't got to trillion yet, but they've saved millions of dollars. See, money is easily thrown out there to the states, and then from the states, it's thrown out to the counties. Well, there's no accountability. Right now, they're investigating fraud in Richmond, Kentucky. The CPS workers there now, there's two phone numbers on there. They do work. It's area code 202. It's the White House. And then there's an email. So if you try to resolve your issue at the county level and you gone to the supervisor, the manager, or the director and you got nowhere, make sure you visit the state capitol and deal with a civil rights coordinator about your problem with your judge or your problem with your attorney. You can report bad judges and attorneys to the state bar there at your capital through the civil rights coordinator. They'll tell you how to do it. You can also substitute your court appointed attorney by going to the public defender's office in the courtroom. But you'll find out that most of them don't work. Now, there is one I'm dealing with, Michael in Tennessee, that's working for him. So he's one of the few that I've known. Now, I want to thank you all for finding me and being so supportive in here. I want to thank Ying Yang, who came in here early this morning. And I hope to hear you and keep updating me. She is from Mariposa County in Arizona. She has a horrible case where her 17-year-old daughter had some problems coping with her loss of her boyfriend and tried to take her life by ingesting too many aspirins. But she was smart. She went to the hospital to get her checked out, but instead they wanted her to have more intensified care at the hospital. They threatened to call CPS if she took the child out. I think they just wanted more money of insurance. Andrea, it's always a pleasure to see you. She's from Illinois, from a town outside of Chicago. She has a young son that she's trying to get, a daughter that's trying to get back, but her daughter has second opinions about her. And then we have, I think that's about it. I think we have. We have Erin. I can't forget Erin. She's from Tennessee, and she shows some pictures of her son, her beautiful son. So I can't forget Erin. But thank you all to my followers. Thank you, the emotes. And God bless you all. Whatever you do, do not give up on your family or children. Call here first. Make a decision after talking to me. Also, I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. There's a short video that will play right now. God bless you and have a great day.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your faith